Hello students, welcome again to HGM College Karad for the online lecture series conducted by Rayat Shikshan Sanstha Satara. In the last lecture, we have determined the packing efficiency of the metal crystal in different kinds of unit cells. Now today, we will discuss the crystal defects or imperfections in the crystal lattices. We have seen that in the crystalline solids, there is a regular, geometric and periodic arrangement of the constituent particles. That is, constituent particles are regularly arranged. Now, on the basis of regular arrangement of these constituent particles, actually, the crystals are classified into two types. One is ideal or the perfect crystals, and the another type of crystals is real. Ideal or perfect crystals and real crystals. These are the two types of crystals. Now, in the ideal crystals, the constituent particles are arranged in a regular and periodic manner. There is a perfect arrangement of particles in that crystals. But this regularity of the particles in the crystals is observed only at absolute zero of temperature. Remember, when at absolute zero of temperature only the constituent particles will be arranged in a regular and periodic manner. What is absolute zero? You know very well. 0 Kelvin is called as absolute zero of temperature. Now, above this temperature, above absolute zero temperature, the crystals are showing some irregularities in the arrangement of their particles. Okay. So, here if the crystal possesses the regular arrangement of the particles, then that crystal will be classified as ideal crystal or perfect crystal, and such ideal crystals are observed only at absolute zero temperature. Therefore, in fact, no any crystal is ideal which is found in nature. Actually, naturally occurring crystals are the real crystals. In these real crystals, there is some irregularity in the arrangement of constituent particles. Okay, that is, there are some imperfections in the arrangement of the particles. So, the irregularities or imperfections which are observed in the arrangement of constituent particles of the solid crystal are called as crystal defects, or they are also called as the imperfections in the crystals. Let us once again I will tell you the definition of crystal defect. The irregularities in the arrangement of constituent particles of the solid crystal are called as crystal defects. Now let us see the types of crystal defects. Here the crystal defects are of three types. First one, point defect. Second one, that is line defect. And the third one, that is plane defect. Crystal defects are of these three types, but in this year you have to study only the point defects. Okay, so we will study in detail the point defects. Now, what are point defects? See the definition. The defect which arise due to irregularities produced in the arrangement of bases at the lattice points is called as point defect. The defect which arise due to irregularities produced in the arrangement of bases at the lattice points in the crystalline solids, that is called as point defect. Now, these point defects are again of three types. So, let us see the types of point defects. Three types. First one, stoichiometric point defect. The second one, that is impurity defect. Third type is named as non-stoichiometric defect. Now we have to study all these three main types of point defects. First, we will study the stoichiometric point defect. Now, before going to study the details of this stoichiometric point defect, let's see first what is the meaning of stoichiometric compound. The compounds whose chemical formula possess a fixed ratio of number of atoms or number of cations and anions is called as a stoichiometric compound. In the stoichiometric compounds, remember when there is a fixed ratio of number of atoms or number of cations and number of anions. This fixed ratio indicates the stoichiometry of that compound. Now, though the name is given as stoichiometric defect, remember well, in these defects, the stoichiometry of the compound remains unchanged. Means what? The number of particles, the ratio of number of atoms or number of cations and number of anions remains the same. Their ratio remains same. That is, stoichiometry remains unchanged. Now, these stoichiometric defects are of four types. We will study that four types of stoichiometric defects. First one, named as vacancy defect. The second type, named as self-interstitial defect. The third one, that is Schottky defect. See the spelling, Schottky defect. And the last one, that is Frenkel defect. Stoichiometric defects are of four types: vacancy defect, self-interstitial defect, Schottky defect and Frenkel defect. Okay. Now let's see the first type of defect, that is vacancy defect. Now in the vacancy defect, the vacancy is created. Okay, how that vacancy is created, we will see later on. But again, you remember that the first two types of defects, that is vacancy defect and interstitial defect, they are observed only in non-ionic types of compounds. These two defects are observed in non-ionic compounds or non-ionic crystals. while the last two types, Schottky defect and the Frenkel defect, these are observed in ionic compounds or ionic crystals. Okay, now let's see the vacancy defect. Here the non-ionic compounds are there, means the constituent particles should be the atoms, right? Now we know that in the crystalline solids the atoms are arranged in a regular manner. This is a perfect geometric regularity in the arrangement of constituent particles, but when the vacancy defect arises, what happens? Some of the particle in this crystal lattice, it leaves its position. This lattice point has been created a vacancy due to missing of these points or atoms at these sites. Okay, so such type of defect is called as vacancy defect. The defect which arises due to creation of vacancy due to missing of particle or atom, that is called as a vacancy defect. Here I have shown two vacancies. Here one or more particles are missed and therefore created a vacancy. Now what is the effect of this vacancy defect? See, if you observe here, some of the particles are missing and therefore the mass of this lattice will be decreased, but the volume remains same, and that's why what will be the effect on density of this lattice? Obviously the density will decreased here due to decrease in mass. Okay, now let's see the another type of defect, that is a self-interstitial defect. Now this vacancy defect is created during the process of crystallization. If the process of crystallization is very fast, then some particles are missing their positions. Or sometimes what happens, if the crystal is heated, the constituent particles may miss their position, and therefore this defect is also called as thermodynamic defect because it is obtained when the crystal is heated. Now let's see the second type, that is self-interstitial defect. This is again observed in non-ionic crystals. Now first see what is meant by interstitial site. We know that in the crystal the constituent particles are arranged in a regular manner like this, but though the particles are very close to each other, there is some wire in between that particles, and that wires or the empty spaces in between the particles are named as the interstitial sites or interstitial points. Now when some particles in the crystalline solid occupy these interstitial sites, then the defect is called as a self-interstitial defect. Now this defect arises by two ways. What are that ways? Let us see. Here in the first way, suppose this is a regular arrangement of constituent particles. Now if the particle which is same as that of these original particles will occupy this interstitial site. See, all these empty spaces are the interstitial sites. When a particle occupies the interstitial site, then this defect will be again called as self-interstitial defect. here this particle is same as that of all these particles. So here is the interstitial atom or particle. In the another way, what happens? See, some particles are missing their original position. Here I have shown the two particles which have missed their position, but now here they are leaving the vacancy or creating a vacancy, right? Now, these particles, though they are leaving their original position, they occupy the another interstitial site. Suppose this particle has been occupied to this site, or this particle if it is occupied at this site. So these are the interstitial sites, or these sites are occupied by interstitial atoms. Okay. Now here, what has been happened in the first way? In the first way, extra atom or extra particle has been introduced in the crystal, while in the second way, the particle have left their original position and occupied the interstitial sites. Now, in the first case, you will observe the increase in mass of that crystal due to introduction of extra particle, and therefore the density of this crystal may get increased. But in this case, the density will remain the same because the mass of crystal remains same. No any extra particle has been added here. Only the particles have been changed their position. Okay, and therefore in this case the density will remain same due to same mass and volume of that crystal. Now, if you observe this defect, you can say that it is a combination of vacancy defect and self-interstitial defect, because vacancy is created and also the particles have occupied the interstitial sites. Okay. Now let us see the last two types of Schottky of the stoichiometric defect. First we will study the Schottky defect. We know that this defect is shown in the ionic crystals. Okay. What are ionic crystals? We have defined them at the lecture, that is types of crystals. Here in the ionic crystals, the constituent particles are oppositely charged ions, that is cations and anions. Now how these cations and anions are arranged, we know it very well. There is an alternate arrangement of that particles like this. If the crystal is perfect or ideal, then you will observe such a regular arrangement of constituent particles. But this crystal is not perfect. It is the real crystal. There will be some irregularity in this crystal. And how this irregularity is created in this, I will show here. In the Schottky defect, what happens? One of the cation and one of the anion, they are missing. Always see, equal number of cations and anions, if they are missing in the ionic crystal, then that defect is called as a Schottky defect. The defect which arises due to missing of equal number of cations and anions in the ionic crystals is called as a Schottky defect. Now, see here, cation vacancy has been created. And here remember when always a pair of ions are missing here. One cation, one anion. If two cations are missed, then two anions will be missed again. Now, this defect is observed in the ionic crystals, but all the ionic crystals are not showing this defect. Now, what are the conditions to show these defects? We will see. Here, the first important condition to show this defect, that is, the constituent ions, that is cation and anion, must have very small difference in their size. That is, cations and anions should have nearly same size. Okay, this is the first condition. In the second condition, the anion should have a low coordination number. Anion must have the low coordination number. And the third condition is that this crystal must have high ionic character. If these three conditions are followed by the crystal, then and then you will observe here the Schottky defect. Now let us see what are the effects of this Schottky defect. Now think, what will happen if the Schottky defect has been arised in the crystal lattice? Obviously, you can observe here that the mass of crystal lattice will get decreased because of decrease in number of ions, but the volume remains the same. And that's why what will be the effect on density? The density will decrease, right? Now here, since these are the ionic crystals, they will be electrically neutral. Though here the cations and anions are missing, these crystals will maintain their electrical neutrality. Why? Because equal number of cations and anions have been missed here. So this is about Schottky defect. We have seen the definition of Schottky defect, the conditions of Schottky defect, and the effects of Schottky defect. Here remember when the electrical neutrality is maintained. Now let us see the last type of stoichiometric defect, that is a Frenkel defect. Now this defect is again a combination of vacancy defect and self-interstitial defect. Now let's see how this defect arises. Again, it is observed in the ionic crystals, and therefore I will show here the arrangement of ions like this, alternate arrangement of cation and anion. This is a case of ideal crystal, but here we are studying the Frenkel defect in the real crystals. Now here what happens, one of the ion is missing its regular site and it occupies the interstitial position. Now think, here two kinds of ions are present, cation and anion. Then which ion will leave its original site? We know that the anions are bigger in size while cations are smaller in size. And when these ions leave their original position, they are occupying the interstitial positions or interstitial sites. Here the anions are bigger, so it will be difficult for that anions to occupy at the interstitial positions. So remember when not the anions but the cations will leave their original positions. Suppose these two cations have been left from their original position. So here what happened? A vacancy is created, and that vacancy is due to a cation. So I can write here cation vacancy. Now these cations are occupying the interstitial sites. Suppose this cation occupies this side and this cation occupies this side. Okay. So here we got the interstitial sites or interstitial ions, right? And that's why I have told you that this defect is a combination of vacancy defect and a self-interstitial defect. Again, see which type of ionic crystals will show this defect. That is, see the conditions for the Frenkel defect. The first condition, that is, Frenkel defect will be shown only by those ionic crystals which are having high coordination number. Schottky defect is shown by those ionic solids which are having low coordination number, but the Frenkel defect is shown by those solids which are having high coordination number. The second condition is that here the anions should be bigger in size. They should have large size so that they will produce a big interstitial site, a big vacancy, and therefore the size of size of anion should be greater than the size of cation. Size of anion should be greater than the size of cation. These are the two conditions of the Frenkel defect. Now let us see the effects of this Frenkel defect. Okay. What has happened here? The mass of the crystal has been remained unchanged because no any particle have been missed here. They occupied another positions. Mass has been remained unchanged, volume is again remained unchanged, and therefore the density of that crystal will remains unchanged. Right? And what is about electrical neutrality? It will again be maintained. Remember, when in any defect, the electrical neutrality of the ionic crystal is always maintained. Only there is a change in density depending upon the type of that defect. So here we have studied the first type of point defect, that is a stoichiometric defect. In this again we have studied four subtypes: vacancy defect, self-interstitial defect, Schottky defect and Frenkel defect. Now let us see the examples of the crystals which are showing Schottky and Frenkel defect. Here I have told you that those crystals which are having the cations and anions of same size, they are showing this defect. So the alkali metal halides, that is sodium chloride, potassium chloride, or you can write here potassium bromide also, cesium chloride or cesium bromide, such type of alkali metal halides will show this Schottky defect because here both the ions have nearly same size. The Frenkel defect is shown by that crystals which are having a bigger anion than the cation, and therefore the examples are zinc sulfide, then we can take here AgCl, etc. Okay, so many examples are there. Here we have completed the first type of point defect, that is stoichiometric point defect. In the next lecture we will study the remaining two types of point defect, that is impurity defect and non-stoichiometric defect. Thank you.